What on earth is that? It's a Journey into Comics Network production! All aboard!
I brought my pencil.
What do you wanna do with your life?
Walk on home, boy. Yeah.
Like anything gets to say like you did before. Make it ring, make it bleed, make it really so.
What's up, Deuterinos? Happy holidays, and welcome to a very special year in review wrap-up episode of Rank 'Em All, the show where we take a bunch of songs, artists, bands, some of our favorites, work down their discography and rank them all. We were so awesome to launch the podcast this year and to go down a couple of our favorite bands' discographies and bring them to you guys. We're going to be doing some more in the future. Right now, we're kind of in this influx period where we're producing, but we're not releasing. Of course, if you've been following us along, we don't release the episodes until every single episode for that series is done. That way you guys get it as soon as you can, and you're not waiting for the next album to drop or album rank to drop. So it's kind of like seasons. But guys, this year we started with the mighty Metallica, and then we hit Between the Buried and Me, and then we rounded out the year with Van Halen. And what a ride. This has been such a journey to go down, to discover and find these hidden gems of songs that you didn't really know that you liked or had never even heard before. No, like with Metallica, I knew every song. I'm a diehard Metallica fan, have heard every single song so many different times. So that was a bit of a different thing. But with Van Halen was completely and utterly different for me, where I knew a lot of songs, but there's a lot of songs I also did not actually know. So I got to go exploring, and now I consider myself a much bigger Van Halen fan because of it. And it was just a great ride. I want to thank all the guys that were along the way, and we're going to be hearing from some of them here today as well. I made a little video message for you guys. But I actually kind of wanted to like go over some results. And if you, like, as I said, there's kind of a year in review wrap up. This thing was kind of just thrown together, kind of a last minute sort of deal. Maybe next year we'll try to have some people actually on a show. Maybe we'll rank some Christmas songs next year. Who knows? But guys, this whole thing started because of Metallica. It was because myself, Nate Phillips, Dick Tyner, and Nick Maxon, we all talked and we're like, you know what? We need to give that Lou Reed and Metallica album a fair shake. We've never actually sat down and listened to it. We were kind of turned off by it, as a lot of Metallica fans were. It's a very different album. It's a Lou Reed album with Metallica as a backing band. Well, we thought maybe it would be, insightful to maybe get a little elevated and listen to the album. So we did, and that podcast is on the Journey into Comics Network, known as High Time We Listen to Lou Reed and Metallica's Lulu. And I'll link that episode down below so you can hear us just live commentary as we listen to this thing. After that episode aired, we were talking about, man, it'd be cool to like I don't know, listen to some more. Well, namely, Dick wanted to re-listen to like Master of Puppets. He didn't really like it when he first listened to it all those years ago, or for whatever reason when he was introduced to it, and he's wondering if his taste would change. And I'm like, you know what, it'd be really neat if we just listened and ranked every single album of Metallica. Well, that begat into Rank 'Em All. Even the name of the podcast, Rank 'Em All, was inspired from the very first Metallica album, Kill 'Em All. So we did that, and it was a hell of a ride. It took a long time to produce, to get all of our schedules to line up. And that is something that's plaguing us still to this day. Work, life, family, and all this crazy stuff that's been going on. It has been quite a ride to get everything in line for us to record. And that's why there's a little bit of a gap sometimes in between the seasons, or whatever we're going to call them, seasons, editions, whichever. But the Metallica rank, man, this is something I put a lot of my heart and soul into. And you know, if you listen to those episodes, then, you know, you might already know how that kind of shaped up. But, you know, the rules are kind of like, you know, we all four of us, or three of us, however many we have, sit down, we give a rank. That's averaged up for a song rank. But all of our individual song ranks are then averaged up into our album rank. And then those album ranks are averaged up to the master rank. That's the rank for the podcast. So what were the top 10 Metallica songs? Do you guys remember? I got them right here. Number 9, Creeping Death with a 9.31. Wait, did I say number 9? Number 10 was Creeping Death. Oh, what am I doing? Top 10, top 9? Top 10, Creeping Death with a 9.31. There's a lot of numbers on the screen, and it's Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, and I'm still sipping my coffee. 9, Nothing Else Matters with a 9.43. Number 8 was a tie with Call of Cthulhu, the S&M edition, with a 9.5, and All Nightmare Long with a 9.5. Number 7, the original, The Unforgiven, 9.56. Number 6 was another tie. Ironically, from two songs that originated from the same album, For Whom the Bell Tolls and Fade to Black with a 9.62. Number 5, Orion, the mighty and beastly Orion, 9.75. Number 4, here's kind of a shocker for you, but because it's a newer song, The Day That Never Comes from Death Magnetic, 9.81. Doesn't get much better than that, folks. Master of Puppets is number 3 with a 9.93. Thanks, Nate, for not letting that have a perfect score. And how we decided to do this, guys, we had a tie for number 1. So we decided, we had some ties earlier in the list, and that could have just buffered out the 10 list and had, number 6, number 7, and number 8, number 9, or, however that would kind of come about. But we decided that, there's 2 perfect score songs we have for the Metallica run. So we each, in that moment, in that episode, debated which is the top 10 out of the 2 10s, and which was the better one. So at number 2, with a perfect score of 10, No Leaf Clover from S&M, the original. And that is why that's number 2, because we felt like that something about that performance was just magical and had a 10. Whereas the subsequent performances without the symphony, but also in SM2, while being really good, maybe just didn't quite live up to the original. But the number 1 pick, every single rendition of this song has just been, it's hard to top. Number 1 is the song One from Injustice for All with a 10. And then we also did the top covers. I'll just go over the top 5 covers really quickly. Merciful Fate, 8.5. When a Blind Man Cries, 8.6. Ronnie Rising Medley, 8.9. Turn the Page with a 9. And the number 1, Am I Evil with a 9.1. Barely edging out Turn the Page. Pretty cool. But then, guys, the actual albums. How did they rank out? Was it predictable? Well, I'll leave that up to you. Coming in last, this might not be a surprise to anybody who's a fan. Saint Anger with a 5.74. That checks out, right? Coming up next, Reload, 7.06, followed by Load, 7.07. Literally, 100th of a point separates Load and Reload. Now, for me personally, I'm not sure how I would actually put Load a little bit higher than that, but maybe the math worked out right. And that's the idea behind these ranks, guys, is to mathematically make that the album rank, not just what your personal opinion of, it should be higher. Well, is it higher based off your math? Well, I don't know. After Load, Kill 'Em All, 7.75. All right, 7.57. I'm sorry. Dyslexia. It's fun. After Kill 'Em All, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, the newest album, 7.8. Metallica, the Black Album after that, which actually kind of surprised me. But Nick was pretty tough on the Black Album. 7.98. And then the top 4, guys. Death Magnetic. This one shocked me. The fact that number 1, that The Day That Never Comes was in the top 5 songs. But then that Death Magnetic was number 4 at an 8.25. Coming in third, Injustice for All with an 8.31. Number 2, Ride the Lightning with an 8.42. And number 1, Master of Puppets with an 8.62. Now, I just want to take a second to thank Nate, Nick, and Dick for coming together and making this awesome podcast and making the original Metallica run as awesome as it was. I mean, literally, I could not. That is one of the most proud podcast runs I've ever had. Like, I'm so proud of it. Put a lot of work and lot of hard nights. And you know what? It's funny. One of my biggest character flaws is that if I'm really hardcore into a project, I get a certain vision and I want to do it myself. I want to put it together myself. I want to edit myself, because there's other people who will step up and be like, hey, I'll do some of that. And I'm just like, nope, I'm doing it myself. It's not that I don't trust you, but like, I want to make sure that it comes out as good as it can with the kind of thing that I envision for it. And that is a flaw, but it paid off with this so much. I'm so proud of this run. And right now, I'm going to shift it on over to a video from Dick. He sent us a video, and we're going to play that subsequently right now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Dick here from Podcastrophe, and you've probably seen and heard me from the Rank 'Em All Metallica and Rank 'Em All Between the Buried and Me, and it's been a fun year. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's tuned in, whether it be via the videos or via the podcast in audio form. It's just been a lot of fun, and it's been a lot of fun listening to all this music and hearing all this new music, hearing a lot of music that I love, and getting to, just sit and discuss that music with my friends and actually give it some definitive ranks and see where each song and each album in a discography stands. So again, thank you so very much for tuning in all the time if you have, and, interacting when you could. It's really been a great year, and I'm really looking forward to the future of Rank 'Em All and all the albums and artists we're going to rank. I know I've got a few in my head that I really want to do. I know we've got one or two in the making right now, and just keep your eyes out open for it all. Yeah. So again, thank you so much. You guys, whoever you are, you mean the world to us, and we look forward to putting out more stuff for you. Make every day a big dick day. Later, guys.
Right on. Thank you, Dick, for that awesome little message. Dick, of course, would go on to also be a part of the Between the Buried and Me edition of Rank 'Em All, along with Nick. And they would bring in a couple of different guys. Some of the dudes from the Bruiser Dudes podcast, and namely Brett, Zach, and Chris, joined in the fun with the Between the Buried and Me, section of the show. And what I really liked about this kind of concept is that, even though the four of us kind of started with Metallica, we could all separate and kind of do our own band ranks. And subsequently, it would have its own different feel. The only thing constant would be the overall spreadsheets and algorithms with how we've decided to rank. And other than that, like the presentation, the flow of the shows would be a little bit different, and it would allow people to kind of step out onto their own and tackle discographies that maybe not everybody, would always be into, as far as like, from the core four of us. And that's what was really great, because we were able to split up and do two different ones with some different cast members. And it's really, really cool. And we can always just mix and match and introduce new faces along the way. Between the Buried and Me, guys, is not a band that I am like super aware of. I've known of them. I've seen them around. I've heard some songs, but these guys are really big fans of Between the Buried and Me, and they put out some really good content with these shows. And really quickly, I'm just going to say that Between the Buried and Me, that series ended up having some of the highest ranked albums of our podcast so far. Now, whether or not, if you listen to the Van Halen edition, whether or not Joe Grimes was in there throwing tens everywhere, well, that may be so. And yeah, there's definitely a lot of tens for the highest one that was in there. But as far as like some of their highest ranked albums from Between the Buried and Me from the dudes, coming in at number 3, I'm just going to go top 3, because like literally they had all 3 of these break over 9 for master ranks. This is absolutely ridiculous and crazy and awesome. The Great Misdirect comes in at number three with a master rank of 9.33. So look, every single person on this show, there's 5 like rankers. I almost said contestants, like you're competing for something. But no, 5 rankers, and they're all in like the low to mid 9s for their average ranks. It's awesome. Coming in at number 2, the Parallax Hypersleeps Epilogues EP. So it's an EP. There's only 3 songs on here, so maybe it doesn't count depending on what rules were set. And remember, like, we kind of set ground rules for each and every one. We kind of debate, like as I said with the Metallica one, we had a couple ties, so we kind of winged it about what's the top 10 is. So, but I'll just throw this one in there. As there's only 3 songs on it, but it's like, I think it's like a half hour long. So, good old prog metal length EP here, but 9.46. And of course, there's a lot of 6s after that. It's always very metal, right? But then the number 1 was Colors, 9.56. Now, I have heard a rumor, pray tell, through the grapevine, that the dudes may be reconvening in a very near future to tackle the latest BT Bam record, Colors 2. Stay on the lookout for that. I'm not sure when that's going down, but I've heard it is possibly soon. But it's not just Dick that we're going to be hearing from today. We're going to get to hear from some of our other hosts here, as well as the overlord of doom himself, Nick Maxon. So let's hear what Nick has to say, and we'll let him take it away.
What's up, Rank 'em All fans and friends? It's your boy Nick Maxon sitting here in the car studio. Just wanted to take a quick moment to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, all that's coming up. I hope it treats you well. Wanted to give you a quick thank you for listening to all of our content this year. We had a lot of fun with Metallica, the 4 horsemen of the Rank 'em All. That was a lot of fun. We got through Between the Buried and Me. Y'all are working on Van Halen. We've got a fun one. It's a little different. I guess I'll let the cat's out of the bag. We got a little bit of Breaking Benjamin coming up for you. That's a little bit of a guilty pleasure for myself and Mr. Zach Davidson, BT Bam alumni. And I know we got several more shows coming up this next year for you guys. So once again, thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you in 2022.
Breaking Benjamin, folks, Zach, and Nick, as well as Dick and myself, are going to be hitting up that one. It's going to be really neat. Those guys are really huge fans of Breaking Benjamin, and I'm sort of just a casual fan. I've only heard some of the major hits and never really dived into some of these albums, so it's going to be really cool to get to know another band, because I did the very same thing with the Van Halen run. And so with Breaking Benjamin, getting to dive into the weeds of trying to find those hidden gems, it's going to be really neat, and I can't wait to share Breaking Benjamin with you guys. After BT Bam, though, in September, we launched Van Halen. Van Halen was a pretty big band for me. Growing up, I knew like all these songs and all these hits. My dad played them quite a bit, especially the album 1984. And of course, I shared a whole big story about that, and very personal story for me because my dad passed away in 2020. But also, we lost Eddie Van Halen in 2020. And when we were talking about after the Metallica project wrapped up, and it had been a couple months since Eddie passed, I told Nate, I'm like, I think I want to dive into Van Halen. Like, I think by the time that gets done and we'll be airing, it'll be close to like the 1 year mark after Eddie passed. And it was about a month before, but it aired during this whole, from September to December. And it was just quite a run. And we brought in a brand new face to be a part of that podcast, Joe Grimes. And actually, Joe Grimes made a video, and I'm going to swing it on over to Joe and hear what he's got to say for this special message from Joe. What's up, Joe?
What's up, guys? This is Joe Good Times Grimes from the Van Halen Rank 'em All podcast. Just want to give a huge shout out to the podfather himself, Nate Phillips, and of course Brandon Stone for having me on. Had a great time with the podcast, guys. looking forward to doing something again in the future. Who knows? Maybe old JoJo will get back to where he wants to belong. For now, you guys have a happy holidays and a safe and happy new year.
Thank you, Joe. Happy holidays to you, too. And maybe we'll be seeing more of Joe coming down the line in the new future with some new ranks. Who knows? We're not really ready to announce that stuff yet because we're not done with what we're working on now. But there's maybe some stuff working on in the background, you know. But guys, Van Halen was quite the ride. Van Halen was a perfect band for this kind of project because there's different eras. You have the original David Lee Roth era, the Sammy Hagar era, the Gary Sharon album. But, you know, there's always this big talk, this big debate, which era is better, Van Halen, Van Hagar, which is really better. And we got to answer that. So when we found the answers, we decided to do the top 10 overall songs, the overall top 10 songs. Also the top 10 Roth songs, top 10 Hagar songs, and then, of course, the album ranks. But this one, we had to make a call about ties because there were a lot, for the top 10 Hagar eras, there were a lot of ties towards the bottom of, there was like a four-way tie at the bottom, like for number 8 would have been a four-way tie. So I'm like, all right. What do I do here? Like, do we really want to have a four-way tie for number 8? And then we just want to dive in. So what we did is like, nope, whichever one came first, well, that's the one that's kind of further up the list there. And that's what we kind of did for ties for this one. So really quickly, the top 11 Hagar songs, Balochrithium. I'm not even sure how you say that. I remember how I did say it. I don't know. So that's 7.83. The next one's also Love Walks In, number 10. Number 9, Best of Both Worlds, and Get Up, all at a 7.83. Number 7, Source of Infection, is 8. And number 6, Pound Cake, got an 8.3. Number 5, Finish What You Started, with an 8.5. Number 4, Why Can't This Be Love, 8.9. Number 3, also an 8.9, Dreams. Number 2, Humans Being, really cool track from that Twister soundtrack, 9.25. And number 1, Hagar song, Right Now, 9.6. In the Roth era songs, it's interesting because the top 10 songs, 2 of them are instrumentals. So maybe that doesn't really count. But overall, the average score of these are higher. Number 10 is 10 with Spanish Fly, which is an instrumental with 8.58. Number 9, Big Bad Bill, 8.6. Number 9 is 8 bad. All these dang numbers. I'm just, you know what? Power through. I got to power through this stuff. Number 9, Big Bad Bill, 8.6. Number 8, As Is, 8.73. Number 7, Girl Gone Bad, 8.9. Number 6, Unchained, 9.06. Number 5, I'll Wait, with a 9.6. Number 4, Hot for Teacher, 9.8. Panama came in at number 3 with a 9.91, and we had a tie, so we did the same thing. We had perfect scores. Number 2 is Jump. Number 1 is Eruption. Well, that brings us down to the who's better? Well, for the top 10 overall songs, I thought it was really interesting. If you take out Eruption, which is an instrumental, and you take that completely out, then then it is a top 10 instead of like a top 11. But that top 10 is actually equally shared between Hagar and Roth. If not absolutely equal, then it's like sort of like with coming in at number 10, Why Can't This Be Love, 8.9. And then Dreams, also an 8.9. Then Girl Gone Bad, 8.9. And then Unchained, 9.06. Humans Being, 9.25. Right Now, 9.6. I'll Wait, 9.6. Hot for Teacher, 9.83. Panama, 9.91. And then Jump. Okay, so where those albums come in? Well, I mean, obviously, Van Halen 3 was dead last with the lowest rank between Metallica, between the Buried and Me, between Van Halen. Van Halen 3 takes the cake. It beats Saint Anger for lowest ranked album. 3.31. That's why we didn't do a bottom 10 rank for Van Halen. We did that for Metallica, but I didn't really feel like going into those on this episode. But we didn't do a bottom 10 rank for Van Halen because just listen to Van Halen 3 and you get them all. 3.31. Coming in at number 11, Balance 5.69. Number 10, Van Halen 2. Kind of surprising with that one, but 6.05. Number 9, Women and Children First, 6.17. Number 8, Diver Down with 6.58. Number 7, Fair Warning with a 6.68. And number 6 with OU812, 6.76. I'm very surprised I didn't mess that up with all those numbers and letters. Number 5, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, 7.04. Number 4, A Different Kind of Truth with a 7.11. Number 3, Van Halen, the original album, the debut album, 7.19. Number 2, 5150 with a 7.5. And number 1, 8.97. Thank you, Joe, for giving every single song on 84 a 10. We'll just keep laughing about that, guys. And awesome projects, awesome ranks for this year. It has been a complete blast. And, you know, just to sit here and do this kind of wrap-up thing and kind of look back on it, I've been podcasting now since 2014, since I joined Nate on the Journey into Comics podcast. I've started Game Addicts podcast. I've done a few other podcasts in between, some other projects. Rank 'Em All has been one of the most fulfilling. It has been it's been growing. It's been an experience for exploration of new music, even old music. So we're going to continue that trend. We're going to be keep going here year on year. And I got a special message from Nate for all you guys to wrap up this year's episode, this year of Rank 'Em All. We're going to wrap it up with Nate. And I think he's going to reveal the other band that we're also ranking. So, Nate, take it away.
What's up, true believers? The Podfather Nate here. Just wanting to wish you a very happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, whatever it is. I hope you are having a great one, enjoying your time with your family, with your loved ones, keeping your health and your happiness maintained as best as you can in this very tumultuous 2021. As we wrap up on 2021, I just really quickly wanted to say thank you guys so much for sticking with us. I know this was a wild year for not only the Journey into Comics Network, but for Rank 'Em All, getting off the ground and being able to do quite a few different series here. And then here we are. And we're at the end of the year. And at the end of the year, we're celebrating all these great things. So why not celebrate something else? What if I told you guys a secret? What if I told you before anybody else knew what's coming next for Rank 'Em All? Spoiler alert. No excuses here. We're doing Alice in Chains. And you guys can look forward to seeing that in 2022, probably sometime in the early part of that year. Folks, I will see you all very soon. Make sure to continue to listen to Journey into Comics and Rank 'Em All and all the different podcasts we're affiliated with. We all thank you so very much for not only listening to us, but for sticking with us for now 7 and almost 8 years. I cannot believe it. And can you believe we got Spider-Man No Way Home? It was great. It was the bee's knees. Anyways, I hope you guys are well. Have a great one. Enjoy your families. Enjoy your time. Big love from the Podfather and Journey into Comics Network and Rank 'Em All. We'll see y'all later.
Well, Nate, we're on our way home for the end of this episode. Guys, we talked about a lot of songs, talked about a lot of albums, and if you check out just 3 albums from these bands, the top ranking albums of the year, the top 3. I've said a lot of numbers, but check out Master of Puppets. Master of Puppets got an 8.62. An 8.62. And then, if you got to check out Van Halen, check out 1984. What did 84 get? I don't remember. I closed that window. I wasn't ready for this. 84 got an 8.97. And if you're going to check out Between the Buried and Me, check out the album Colors, which came out with a 9.56. Awesome music for awesome year. We're looking forward to next year. This is Brando from Rank 'Em All, wishing you and yours a very happy holidays and a very happy new year. Cannot wait to dive into the new bands coming into the next year for us to rank and for what's to come beyond. Until then, from us here at Rank 'Em All, have a good one, guys. Rock on. Happy holidays.